going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Commander Rio Robinson checking in after a Commanders win 20-17. We survived in New England 20-17, 3-point victory, the most Washington style victory you can get. But that's what we do here in Washington. It's not a game until the fans are mid panic attack, mid heart attack. You know what I'm saying? We won the game, though, baby. We'll take it. We'll take it, you know. It wasn't pretty, but it never is when you're a Washington fan. I predicted a 20-19 victory on our little our creators predictor thing, and on my guy Lake's Boys show, I predicted 20-17. I had the 20 right for Washington. There wasn't no wacky stuff for 19, but Washington wins in what I would call the worst officiated football game I've ever seen in my entire life. What's going on, Chris? And what's going on, Shad Stu? I'm never happy. Bro, it's okay to admit that win was nasty. It was ugly, and we probably should have won by like 24-27 points. But before I talk about what we did today, shout out, family. What's going on, Queen Shane? What's going on? How we doing today, family? Before we talk about football, let's get to the shits first, because I have a rant to go off on. Y'all know me. I am not a blame the refs, blame officiating, give zebras too much time a day kind of guy. It's not my style. It's not how I get down. But today might have been the worst officiated game on both sides that I've ever seen in the history of watching football. Sacking the quarterback is now a class 3 misdemeanor. It will not only get you a flag, it will probably send you to community jail. It'll probably send you to the local correctional facility, because it's illegal to hit the quarterback now. KJ Henry, a rookie sighting, y'all. We saw the rookie class actually show up for us today. We're going to get to Praying Mantis Forbes and Quan Martin, who sealed the deal, put a bow in the game today. But let's start with KJ Henry. KJ Henry comes off the edge butt naked, bends the corner, and sacks the shit out of Michael McCorkle-Jones. And what do the refs do? They call a flag for roughing the passer. My immediate thought, wow, KJ Henry, what did you do? Let me see the replay. They show the replay. It is the most barely contact, barely wrap-up tackle, least aggressive sack I've ever seen, and they called that shit a goddamn roughing the passer. Man, all I ask the NFL to do is, just like we hold the players, the coaches, the executives, everybody in the organization accountable for their mistakes, they have to immediately face the press after a bad performance, after a deflating and heartbreaking victory. They have to step in front of a podium and answer questions. They have to watch their check get pulled from and watch the money go to the league for little hits and little penalties, or for wearing the wrong colored socks. Hold the refs to the same accountability standard. Put a microphone in front of the Ed Hocules of the world and make them answer for that bullshit. Make them repent for their sins, because this shit is a mockery. It is a travesty, and they're trying to kill the game I love by letting zebras dictate the result. Those refs were on some bullshit today. That roughing the passer call was out of this world bad, and they should pay some type of restitution to KJ Henry this week, and they should award him his first NFL career sack back, because they took it from him for no reason. It's bullshit. It's nonsense, and these refs need to be held accountable. This looked like we brought the replacement refs back. Y'all remember the replacement refs experience? That shit was today. Those were replacement refs. It was that bad. Remember the Seattle Green Bay fiasco where one ref said touchdown and the other ref said incomplete? It was that shit all Sunday today. Terrible. Not going to give the refs too much more of my time, but before I got to the football aspects of this game, it had to be said, because this is out of character for me to even start the show with references to the referees, but that was absolute dog shit. They need to give my boy his sack back. They did their best to keep New England in the game, and Mac Jones did his best also to keep them out the game. But going to Washington before we get to the New England side of things, Sam Howell, 325 yards, back-to-back 300s. Salute to QB1. Balled the fuck out, showed absolute elite ball placement today. He actually probably would have had 430 yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns if our receivers did their job today. Because if I'm correct, De'Ami Brown and Terry dropped touchdowns. Dotson dropped a couple passes. They didn't do their best to help out their quarterback today. But the quarterback minus 2 or 3 plays was phenomenal today. But that pick before the first half ended, it was crazy because Howell rolled off about 7 to 10 consecutive wow plays. The scramble for 24 yards on third down. The ball placement on dotties. He was throwing dots left and right and across the middle of the field. He was throwing dots everywhere you could find him on a football field. And then on first down with 3 timeouts in his pocket, throws a horrible interception to Kyle Duggar of the Patriots. But we withstanded it. He responded in the second half with a beautiful touchdown seam ball to Jahan Dotson that was about a millisecond from running into his teammate receiver in the end zone. Great game, and game ball goes to one Sam Howell. QB1 today became the fastest quarterback in history to throw for 2,500 yards. He did it in his first career start. So his first 10 career starts, 2,500 yards. Fastest to 2,500 yards in franchise history. 10 starts. Shout out to Sam Howell. Obviously, there's some things he needs to clean up. That interception, you can't have it, but the boy threw so many elite level throws today. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that interception, but you cannot turn the ball over on the goal line. This team, as it is currently structured, is not good enough to survive those things. We were able to survive those things today because we were playing a terrible Patriots team and an awful dog water quarterback. I was high on Mac Jones coming out. I was a big fan of Matt. I was drinking the Michael McCorkle Jones Kool-Aid when he was coming out of Alabama a few years ago. That Kool-Aid lost all its sugar. There's no taste left in it. It's bland, it's nasty, and it's about 1 or 2 weeks from its NFL career being pulled from under his feet because, man, okay, Eagles just scored. Shout out to the Eagles on Dallas. Eagles playing Dallas right now. But look, Mac Jones, we should thank the Lord in heavens that we played Mac Jones today. What up, Radar? What's going on, family? What up, Super Chef Armand? What's going on, King Darius? What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling today? But first game ball goes to Sam Howell. Second game ball goes to Mac Jones. Shout out to Mac Jones. He played for us today, baby. He played for us today. Next game ball goes to the Washington Commanders rookie class. Remember the worst ever rookie class we've been talking about for these last few weeks? They showed the fuck up today. Emmanuel Forbes. Maybe all it took for Forbes was having him line up across from another person that weighs 90 pounds because him being lined up with Tyquan Thornton, it made Forbes look like an NFL corner again. And we, even if it's false delusion or false confidence, a nigga like me will take it. I'll take it. He got his confidence back. Stella got back on her high horse today, her groove back. She going to the club with her hair down today saying, what's up? I'm here. Forbes got his confidence back. But the rookie of all rookies today, you didn't hear his name called before this play, but we don't care. Quan Martin, Jartavian Quan Martin, Mr. Twitter Fingers himself, caught the game-winning interception today off Mac Jones on a terribly thrown pass off a tip. Quan Martin ended the game. We don't care what shape or fashion it came in. We got Quan Martin catching interceptions, baby. Our draft class is producing. So football is hitting different for your boy today. I actually saw the guys Ronald Eugene drafted. I seen them make plays today. Next game ball. The Chicago Bears lost today. The Chicago Bears lost today, baby. That second round pick gonna look even sweeter, baby. We're gonna end up picking 33rd, 34th, 35th when it comes to April's draft. April 25th's draft, baby. The Linsanity story has ran out for Tyson Bagent. He's run out of magic, and the Bears are looking like the Bears again. Shout out to the Chicago Bears. It's a beautiful Sunday. Washington won in Washington fashion, how we always do. Because if we win, it has to be in a way that makes you feel awkward. Like the way you feel after watching Washington win is like how awkward it feels like one of your aunts kissed you on the lips. It's like, oh, what are you doing? It make you feel awkward. Like you don't even know how to feel after Washington wins the game. Like, whoa. But at the end of the day, you're like, man, it's family, so it's all good. But hey, don't be doing none of that weird shit over here. That's how you feel after Washington wins the game. It's never a triumphant, oh my God, them boys made me proud today. But we won though, baby. We won the game, so nobody can't tell us shit right now. Nobody can. 4-5. I don't know if y'all seen this tweet I put out yesterday. I put it on my community tab on YouTube as well. Washington under Ron Rivera. We are the November boys. We become the Tom Brady Patriots in November. I don't know if you know this. The last 2 Novembers, we were 4-2. And y'all know my favorite phrase that me in the group chat would like to patent, the Mickey Mouse win streak. Washington is known for the Mickey Mouse win streak. Those that are new to the channel, let me tell you exactly what a Mickey Mouse win streak is. Disney movies. The face of Disney is Mickey Mouse. Disney movies give you a fairy tale, delusional, false sense of reality when it comes to real life. That is what Washington's win streaks do. They give the fans the feeling they blue balls us. They win a couple games in a row and make us think our lives are finally changing here before eventually being snapped back into reality and falling to the middle of the pack purgatory organization that we've always been. The Mickey Mouse run always runs rampant in the month of November. It is November 5th, and I tweeted this yesterday. This is how the script ends for Ron in Washington. In true Ron Mickey Mouse fashion, I said we will survive the game in New England. 1. 2, we're going to beat Seattle in Seattle next week in the true annual we should not win this game, but we did fashion. Washington is good for one of those every year. Last year, it was Monday Night Football versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. In 2021, it came versus the Tom Brady-led New England Patriots, the defending champion New England Patriots. Taylor Heineke beat them, and last year Taylor Heineke beat the undefeated Eagles. Our win that we shouldn't win this year is I'm cashing in my annual one versus Seattle next week. At Seattle. Seattle got the fucking brakes beat off them today. So they might be a little upset next week. They got the brakes beat off them by Baltimore, 37-3. Well, guess what? The DMV going to be running a train on that ass next week because not only did Baltimore get them one, Washington's going up to Seattle, and we're coming out with a victory. I don't care how the win looks, bro. What did Denzel say in that interview? I'm leaving with something. Nigga like me, I'm leaving with something. We're going to leave Seattle with a victory next week. I don't care if the game is 3-0. We're coming out of Seattle with a victory because the lore has to be continued. The lore of the Ron Rivera Mickey Mouse streak has to live on. And this is the last place on the schedule that allows the Mickey Mouse streak. So step 2 of the Mickey Mouse run is we're going to beat Seattle in Seattle next week. Step 3, this is probably the most daunting task of the Mickey Mouse run. We're going to beat the Giants by 10 plus. We're going to dominate them. Dominating for this team means a 10-point victory because we're not really blowing nobody out. We don't beat the Giants. We're going to slay Goliath and beat the probably 2-8 Giants in 2 weeks from now on November 19th. We're going to win 3 in a row, and we're going to then sit at 6-5 going into Turkey Day versus Dallas. 6-5, and Ron is going to have a peacock-ass chest, pumping his chest at the podium saying, we're right in the thick of the playoff race, guys. I think we're going to make it. I really do. I really do. I really do. I really do believe in these guys. I believe that everything we need is in this room, and I told you guys that we were finally putting it together. He's going to peacock We're going to go out on Turkey Day. Sam's going to put up 380 yards and 3 touchdowns. We're going to lose to Dallas, and we're going to lose every game until the final week of the season. And we're going to beat Dallas week 18 of the season because they're going to play Trey Lance, and they're going to be resting their starters for the playoffs. We're going to beat them. Ron is going to fade off into the sunset, 7-10 in true Ron Rivera fashion. Mickey Mouse Boys, November, Washington has entered the chat. Dub, baby. 4-5, baby. We're not being negative over here today. I may be coming off a little bit facetious and sarcastic, but I promise you, I'm being so for real right now. Hey, you about to go to Seattle and watch us get this dub next week, because I can't explain why we're going to win that game, but we're going to win that game next week. Let's talk a little bit more about today's performance. For those playing y'all see how bad the pass rush looked with Sweat and Chase gone? My retort to that would be the pass rush looked the same as when they were here. They get a sack or two, and then we don't see them produce for a month at a time. That's the problem. We never got elite production. Oh, and shout out to Montez Sweat. $25 million a season, $98 million. I'm so glad he got that elsewhere, because there's no way I'm paying a guy who gets 7 to 8 sacks a year $100 million. There's no way I could look myself in the mirror and give Montez Sweat and Chase Young, Myles Garrett money. I liked them, never loved them, was never going to give them that much money. I'm glad Montez and Clutch Sports, shout out to Braun, I'm glad they were able to finesse that. But shout out to the Washington Commanders for getting a dub today, baby. 20-17. I almost called it to a T. I said it was going to be 20-19, and I said we were going to be surviving by the hairs of our chinny chin chin, because that is the way that Washington wins games. Eric Bieniemy, a good first half of play calling, but at some point, we got to stop letting Sam Howell throw the ball 30 times in the first half. 30 times in the first half. Also, when the hell is Washington going to get a double-digit lead and just keep it? Because who else? Like, it sounds like I'm repeating the same things every week when I come on here, because we do the same thing. How many of you started sweating when we got up 10-0 in the game? Let me see a show of hands of everybody who started sweating when we went up 10-0. What happened when we went up 10-0? Brian Robinson fumbles. They score 17 unanswered. In the midst of 17 unanswered, we have a beautiful, methodical, matriculate the ball down the field drive that ended in a pick on the freaking 2-yard line right before halftime. But Washington combated the Washington moment and still found a way to win the game, despite doing Washington things and despite the Zebras trying the best of their ability to beat us today. Because them refs must have had New England money line on FanDuel today, because there's no excuse for how atrocious they called today. Jahan Dotson, I'm going to excuse one of your drops because the dude was holding your left hand. The dude was holding Jahan's left hand. He was trying to ask him to prom or something, because he was holding his hand down the field. Diami was interfered with. A few guys were interfered with. They were not giving us the flag, but they're going to call the KJ Henry sack a roughing the passer. The fuck out of here. Don't tell me you can find a player $10,000 for wearing some white socks, but you can't find a referee for this bullshit. I don't care if the refs only make like $80,000 a year. You need to hold their ass to the fire too. You need to suspend them. You need to reprimand them. You need to write them a referral. I don't know what you need to do, but they need to be held accountable for that shit. Owners get held accountable. The Dolphins lost a draft pick for tampering. Coaches get berated by the media. Players get berated by us fans, the media, their family. They get berated by the whole world. They have to bear the pressure of the entire world with eyes on them every week. But we're just going to excuse the referees. Fuck them zebra stripe wearing bastards. They need to be held accountable too. And this is so out of character for me. I never give the refs light or give them credit for a game, but that was dog shit. That was dog shit. Dan Snyder's not here. I promise y'all don't got to officiate us like that no more. Y'all don't have to officiate us like that. There's no more reason for it. There's no more reason for it. Half a game ball to Jamin Davis. In the second half, he balled out. In the first half, the linebacker room looked like dog shit. The dog water we've seen it to be the last couple years. Jamin Davis doesn't get to his gap on a cross stunt with David Mayo, and bum-ass Ramondre Stevenson takes it 50 yards to the crib. I have this Ramondre Stevenson as my fantasy running back. So I know how shit he has been this year. So for him to bust a big gain on you, you had to have done something terribly wrong. Jamin Davis did not feel his stunt with the right timing. They run a big play on us. Also, Percy Butler stinks. Like, we need a safety to put next to Cam Curl next year because we don't currently have one. Forrest, while he was playing, did not look like him, and Percy Butler stinks. It's a weekly occurrence. But Jamin Davis in the second half, he bounced back. I don't know if y'all seen that still. A still picture of Jack Del Rio walking up to him with the tablet in his hand like, what the fuck are you doing, my guy? What are you doing? But Jamin Davis bounced back and had a good half. I hate that it's like we have to treat Jamin Davis like our small child and we have to clap for every little thing he does, but he had a good half of football, and when the guys are bad, you got to call them on it. When the guys are good, you give them their praise. You get your praise. I gave the rookie class their praise today. I gave Jamin Davis his praise today. I'm going to give you grace when you earned it on the field. Quarterback was phenomenal outside of one sack that I put on him and a terrible interception. We got something in this young boy. Whoever is going to be the general manager running this shit here next year, Sam is putting together a nice little body of work to say, y'all might have something here. Touchdown Dallas. Yeah, man, Forbes, man. What was y'all saying about Forbes? What do you mean what was we saying about Forbes? We were saying that he gave up 430 yards and 3 touchdowns and 130 passer rating in his first few games. He's supposed to look good against Tyquan Thornton. Show of hands in the chat. How many of you can name a receiver on the New England Patriots? What the fuck is a Pop Douglas? Doo-Doo Smith-Schuster. Who's he guarding? There's nobody. Tyquan Thornton. Tyquan Thornton has crackhead speed and the football ability of an insurance salesman. He'll be on the DC Defenders in a year or two. But good for Forbes to get his confidence back. It's like as a man, when you ain't got your shit out the sand in a long time, and you go ahead and go to the club and you take a 3 home with you, your boy's gonna be like, hey, my boy is back. My boy is back. He didn't bring a baddie home, but he's out the sand. Forbes is out the sand. We love to see it. We love to see he got out the sand today against the New England Patriots. And for that, we're happy because we need, as a corner, you have to be the most confident player on the field because you play the second hardest position in the sport. After the position of quarterback, corner is the hardest position. You have your back turned to the most athletic person on the field, and you have to pretty much guess what he's going to do every play. On top of that, it's assignment football. So you may not even be guarding him in a one-to-one sense. You may be playing zone. You may be playing zone match, press match, some different iteration of defense that just you have to still have the awareness to be wherever the ball is when it's done. Jack Del Rio, don't be walking around with a flag draped around your shoulders this week. You got to escape versus Mac Jones. There was improvements made, but it was also a lot of the same shit. But we won the game, so I'm not going to be too negative for the coaching staff. We know where their fate stands at the end of the year. We are fully entrenched in a new Mickey Mouse run, and I believe it's going to continue in Seattle next week, and to get 2 in a row and to get us back to 500 on the season, 5-5. We're now 4-5. I believe we're like a game and a half out of the 7th spot. You know, Ron lives for Washington to be in that Fox NFL Sunday graphic that says in the hunt, mathematically in the hunt. Ron lives to be on that graphic. he gonna, you know how he posted the "Do Your Job" sign in the locker room? He gonna take a picture of in the hut, Washington 4-5. He gonna post that shit on the door so everybody can touch it on the way in, like a rabbit's foot or some shit, or like a tree stump. We back in the win column after 2 losses, baby. I love being a fan of this team because Sundays are so fun. I will say I've never seen this team be successful, but Sundays are never boring with these motherfuckers here, man. Sundays are so entertaining. It don't matter who we're playing, where we're playing, what the weather is. Washington is going to have an interesting game that's going to make you want to have your heart beat out of your chest because it's what we do. Washington is back to 4-5 on the season. More content to come this week. Celebrate misery. So I don't even know how to say it. Celebrate Victory Monday tomorrow. Wear your colors with pride. Washington beat the Bill Belichick-led Patriots for the first time in New England since 1996. I was 5 years old. I wasn't even in kindergarten yet because I have an October birthday. You start kindergarten late when you got an October birthday. I wasn't even in grade school last time we beat these motherfuckers in Foxborough. Last time we beat them in general, I was 12 years old. We were led by Steve Spurrier and Patrick Ramsey. 2003. 2003 was the last time we beat these boys because they had two decades of dominance under Tom Brady. Tom Brady's not walking through that door no more. Neither is the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. It's time for them to start that thing over, but that's not my team, so they can do whatever. Mike Florio can miss me with that we're trading for Belichick shit. That does not make any sense at all for this franchise. They need to get that out of here. Those nonsense splash leaks need to go. Florio, you don't have anybody in this building feeding you information. Fuck out of here with that noise. Washington moves to 4-5. Mickey Mouse run, November Commanders activated. We're back in the win column. Commander Rio, until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders, baby. Victory Monday, 4-5, 20-17. Deuces.